صار الوقت the annual gala dinner. So I was blessed. أنا كنت السنة الماضية the official speaker تبع أو الكينوت speaker تبع 16th gala dinner، وهالسنة on the 17th جاي صديقي العزيز توني شاهين. هون في ناس اجت من وين ما كان، بس مش بس هيك، في 850 شخص موجود من هاليفاكس. أنا بقول لهم بهاليفاكس you are blessed, you are really blessed. شو هالمدينة العظيمة يلي ضيعة صغيرة عايشة كمدينة، أكثر من 13,000 ل 15,000 لبناني عايشين كلهم مع بعضهم حد بعضهم إيد بإيد، والأجواء حلوة كتير. المدينة حلوة كتير، نظيفة مرتبة، واللي كنت عم حسه بكندا لهلا إن كان مونتريال أو تورونتو مش موجودين هون. ما شفت ناس عم بتدخن، ما شفت ناس ملقحة على الطرقات، في هيك في فاميلي فايب حلوة كتير، الناس كلها مع بعضها and this is a blessing. لكن ذا سيدر ميبل جالا 17th اديشن انا جاي تعمل لهم مفاجاه هيك زغطوره وفرجيهم شو كنا عم نحضر. صار لنا سفرتين، قديش اخر 3 اشهر صار فيهم شغل من الاديتنج تنعمل فيديو never done before in Lebanon, in Canada and probably the world. The history of Lebanese heritage in Canada starting 1850. So العشاء هون الناس بلشت تجي and enjoy snippets of this amazing and memorable dinner. العالم كله فيه يتعلم منه ويشوف كيف جمعت لبنانية and beyond، يعني Lebanese and their friends, Lebanese and the international community بكل هاليفاكس، في جنسيات مختلفة من وين ما كان، كلهم اجوا سوا تحت العلم اللبناني والكندي أكيد والأرز اللبنانية أكيد نعيد لبنان.
كلنا للوطن للعلا للعلم من وعيد الزمن سيفنا والقلم.
It's hard to believe, but once again, we have broken our previous attendance record with almost 900 people here tonight. As we come together to celebrate the vibrancy of Lebanese culture and to honor the achievements of this year's award recipients, we do so with both pride and reflection. We recognize that this moment of joy is shared alongside difficult and uncertain times for many in Lebanon and the Middle East. In that spirit, we extend our thoughts to those affected, and we are reminded of the strength, resilience, and enduring sense of community that define the Lebanese people. Now, let's get this night started. We're going to bring up the president of the Lebanese Chamber. Although seeing a smile on his face is rare, the passion in his heart for the Lebanese community is not. Through his leadership, he has helped build a strong and diverse platform that supports our students and empowers our workforce. 14 years of service as president is a testament to his unwavering dedication for the Chamber, its members, and the community it represents. Please welcome Mr. Norman Nahas.
I tell people I smile on the inside all the time when I hear stuff like that, but on the outside quite a bit as well, especially tonight. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's my honor to be up here on behalf of the Lebanese Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for your continued support and another sold-out Cedar and Maple Gala. In addition to the dignitaries that Amir mentioned, I'd like to welcome our guests from out of town. Many have traveled to be here, and it truly means a lot. A special thank you to Tony Chahine, who's joining as our keynote speaker, and his wife Julie for making the trip from Toronto. We're really looking forward to hear you sharing your stories and educating us about what you're doing at the intersection of textiles, healthcare, and technology. We're also grateful to have so many friends of the gala joining us from across the province, across the country, and beyond, including past keynote speakers and longtime supporters who have traveled all the way from Toronto, Dubai, Florida, and Lebanon. Thank you all for being here. As I often say, this evening is about a celebration of the Canadian dream, but I've come to realize that it's about much more than that. It's about what happens when that dream is put into action. It's about people who create something, not just for themselves, but for others. And that's what this room represents. Because while many of us share Lebanese roots, we are all proudly Canadian. Part of a country where you don't leave your heritage behind, you build upon it. At the same time, we realize the challenges faced by many of our friends and family in Lebanon, a country the size of Cape Breton, with more than 1.3 million people that have been moved from their homes. We continue to hope and pray for peace, stability, and for a future where each one of its 10,452 square kilometers can thrive again. If there's one thing history has shown us, is that the Lebanese story is one of resilience. For generations, people have faced uncertainty, and they've adapted. Stability was never guaranteed, so they created it themselves through faith, family, hard work, and community. It was just a few months ago that we embarked on a road trip across Nova Scotia, from Yarmouth to Cape Breton with Anthony Rahayel. We captured content on the history of our community for an upcoming docuseries between the Lebanese Chamber of Commerce and his No Garlic, No Onions productions. We covered a lot of ground, drove over 30 hours on the road in the middle of the winter. We also ate a lot of snacks on the way and tried almost every flavor of Dairy Queen Blizzard. And it was well worth it. We didn't just see the province, we connected with its history. We heard stories of the first Lebanese immigrants that came here in the late 1800s. Many came with very little, just a backpack and some items that they had to sell. They became known as peddlers, traveling from town to town, building relationships and creating opportunity where none existed. Over time, they built businesses, raised families, and created a better path for the next generation. That journey from newcomer to community builder is the foundation of why we're here tonight. And it's shown us how growth actually happens. Canada offers opportunity, but it's up to each of us to turn that into something meaningful. And you don't have to look far to see what's possible. There are examples of it around this room. People who have come here for work, to build, to create, and to give back. To be part of the fabric of this country, not to just live in it, but to contribute to it. And that's what makes communities stronger, and the type of growth that we should always strive for. Because when people show up with that mindset, everyone benefits. And tonight we'll be recognizing individuals and businesses who represent exactly that. Our Cedar Maple Award recipients are examples of what's possible when hard work, vision, and community come together. To this year's recipients, congratulations. Your success is well earned, and we look forward to celebrating you tonight. We're also proud to highlight our Scholarship Bursary recipients. They're already making an impact and represent the future of this community. They'll play a special role as we move through our agenda, helping us recognize our winners. So tonight is about the people in this room, the journeys behind them, and everything that brings us together. Thank you all for being here, and enjoy the evening.
A true pioneer of what the Lebanese Chamber exemplifies: dedication, hard work, and overall care for the people in this community. I also heard he is going to host the after party in his brand new home, serving as the Honorary Consul of Lebanon for the Maritime Provinces for the past 3 decades. Please welcome Mr. Wadia Faris.
The success of this event is the cedar and the maple working together. The cedar, with its deep roots and enduring resilience, the maple is a symbol of openness, opportunity, connection, and unity. Together they tell a story, not about just immigration, but they tell a story about contribution, of connection, and shared success. They are together stronger, more enduring, more resilient than either could do on their own. And tonight is a testament to all the above. So thank you each one of you for your role that you play in strengthening this remarkable community. Thank you for the Chamber, Norman and the team, for bringing us together every year to continue to allow this story to continue to grow. And I'll be remiss if I don't mention the award winners tonight. Amazing group of people, well deserved. We're proud of you. You make us proud. And it is an honor for me. It is an honor to share this journey with you. So may the cedar and the maple continue to stand strong and grow forever. Thank you so much. Enjoy the evening. Asha Lubnan and go Habs.
So I'm back. Yes, I am back. People live a lifetime and probably come to Halifax once or probably don't come ever. From someone who have visited more Lebanese around the world, I'm back. I'm back because you're blessed. I'm back because you're different. I'm back because you are unique, and I'm not sure if you know it as much as you should know it. So Halifax, Nova Scotia, you Lebanese and all the community are different, and I'm back for you. Thanks to the Chamber, you've seen me around filming things for the last 2 trips. So I'm coming here with a surprise. I'm coming here with a surprise to show you a little bit of our work. The last 2 months have been very intense. 60 days of hard work, 50 hours of filming, heritage, history. So ladies and gentlemen, an avant-premiere, first time ever. No one's seen it before. Please enjoy the story of the Lebanese in Nova Scotia.
طلعت لقيت على الأوسيون ما في غير هاليفاكس. قلت أقرب شيء صوب أوروبا ولبنان هاليفاكس.
Why Halifax? I ask myself that all the time. They could have taken the plane one more stop.
This city deserves more.
اوف ورجعت قصتنا لأكثر من 150 سنة.
From northeast up in Cape Breton down to southwest to Yarmouth, and both of those towns have a deep, rich Lebanese community.
كانت مرحلة صعبة ولا أصعب من هيك يعني، بتعرف واحد جاي ترك بلاده.
كان جوزي مما يقول له إنه إذا جاي تعمل لهم بدي لمحق بوسطة وارجع على لبنان.
We don't forget where we came from. And I always tell everyone in Canada and abroad, anyone without a past has no present and has no future.
And then they all have started to lead back to the peddlers. Those first immigrants are becoming much older and leaving us.
As the relatives started to go, no longer here to share their stories, we were grappling them when talking with our inner circle of, well, where we came from.
When an elder passes away, an entire library burns.
God bless Lebanon.
قصتنا مش قصة تاريخ، قصتنا قصة محافظة على التاريخ. كل ما شخص يعطيك عمره بياخد معه أخبار كتير، بياخد معه التاريخ، لازم يبقى لأجيالنا مستقبلية.
I'm as Lebanese as anyone else خلقان بلبنان وعايش بلبنان.
I'm definitely proud to be Lebanese.
We were brought up to be Lebanese Canadians.
So we still have some of those Phoenician sea salts in our blood, I guess, because it's hard to keep them at home.
So we were known as Black Syrians.
There was some prejudice. People looked at us.
So the rules were actually very racist and exclusionary.
Nobody gave us anything.
ميات وميات من السنين قصص لازم تتوثق. التاريخ بيخبر قصة اللبناني. The Lebanese DNA، يعني اللبناني اللي هو فينا.
You couldn't go to the Lebanese bakery or to Al Aras and get bread. You had to make your own bread. So they brought all those traditions with them and they kept them for a very long time.
I thought, well, I'll learn how to make bread. And if I can do bread, then I can make fatayr spinach or fatayr meat or za'atar or hubazardi. So I learned that. I made sure I learned a few things before I left the house.
We brought so many containers of oil and olives. The heaviest stuff we brought was the jern kibbi.
طلعت هيدي الكنيسة مش بس بالحجر إنما أيضا بالبشر.
Wherever God wanted to send him, God would sustain him.
مثل إنه اللبنانية دائما هني pioneers.
People that are connected to us and have similar beliefs and DNAs worked there and arrived so many years ago.
مع إنه قلبك وعقلك بعده بلبنان أكيد يعني.
ما في حدا بيتعرف علينا لبنانية إلا ما واو عندكم كتير ميوزك، عندكم كتير أكل، عندكم كتير نعرف مشهورين.
It becomes like miniature Lebanon.
Because you still have that feeling and that semblance of belonging to something.
Being Lebanese, it's in your blood.
Canada's my home, it's my country, but of course I also have Lebanese blood in me.
وصلت كيف بدي ارجع فل ما صعبة.
I'm 1000% Lebanese. All my grandparents and great-grandparents are Lebanese.
شو يعني تكون لبناني؟ ايامنا بتجمعنا، هن كتار ومش رح بلش سمعهم. ايامنا اللبنانية بتجمعنا.
There's a level of expressing warmth, friendship, affection, and love among the Lebanese. Where do they get that? They get that from their mothers more than anything, and their grandmothers.
You absolutely feel it. It's a heart-to-heart thing. That I have never in my life felt so close to what we would call the heart of home.
الأرز، الجبل، وعشتروت.
You feel Lebanon doesn't matter where you are.
إنما حسينا حالنا بلبنان أكثر من لبنان.
كثير حلو هذا الشعور، كثير حلو إنه عندك لبنان صغير.
المغترب بيحب لبنان للموت.
جورج كان ساكن هون بس عقله كل شيء بلبنان.
لأنه بكينا الكفاية، فعلا بكينا الكفاية.
هيدي مش بس قصتكن، هيدي مش بس قصتن، هيدي قصتنا كلنا.
Food unites us.
The food keeps us together.
There wasn't a meal, there wasn't kibbe. From kibbe night to kibbe sainiye to kibbe الطقراس.
وأهم شيء نعمل الخبز اللبناني.
It didn't matter what else was being cooked. Every Sunday there was kibbeh.
I always try to share my food ideas and recipes and heritage with other people.
My mother's food is the best food in the world. Her hummus, her kibbe.
Kibbe, kusa, jadra, big warm hugs.
The food was good, and the history of that is excellent, and it's been passed down through generation after generation.
So my father was a teacher in Lebanon. He could read the letters that came from Lebanon, and then they would tell him what to put in the letter going back.
I was the 5th Lebanese person to play in the NHL.
كل شيء نحن منيح عملناه إنه كل سنة تحمل هالولاد وتوزع بالصيفية على لبنان.
بالفرح، بالحزن، بالعيد، في السهرات، بالحفلات، بكل شيء صار مع بعضنا.
جالي لبنانية بهاليفاس خط أحمر. نشتغل كلنا سوا للبنان.
My main trip was to go to Beirut.
There's something about the cedar tree. We all have cedar tree everything.
الأرزة بتجمعنا كلنا سوا، شو ما صار.
And we're going to lose those stories. So I just felt this was prime time to do this.
You inherit this longing for Lebanon.
Walk through these trees when I went in and walk through them when I came out.
to remind us of where we come from.
فلوا من 100 200 أو 300 سنة. شو صار فيهم؟ وين صاروا؟ كيف عاشوا لبنانيتهم؟ وين لبنانيتهم اليوم؟ وكيف بعدهم معلقين بالوطن؟
So that's just a 8-minute video. So hopefully we're gonna be publishing more of the content soon. As I said, 50 hours of interviews, amazing high-end 4K Netflix quality content, preserving the heritage that took us back to the 9th generation and down to 1850. Lebanese in Canada started here. Why they chose this country. So I hope you enjoyed the movie. Preserving history in Nova Scotia is something never done before in the world, and preserving the Lebanese heritage that way, thanks to the Chamber, and hopefully the mission continues. Thank you.
It is my great pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker tonight, Tony Chahine, founder and CEO of Myant. Tony is a visionary entrepreneur, an innovator whose work sits at the intersection of technology, advanced materials, and human connection. Through Myant, he is redefining how textiles can transform industries, from healthcare to everyday living, creating a future that is more connected, sustainable, and human-centric. With a remarkable journey that began in electrical engineering and evolved into building multiple successful ventures, Tony continues to push boundaries with a bold vision, a world where technology seamlessly integrates into our lives to improve the well-being and quality of life. Please join me in giving a very warm welcome to our keynote speaker, Tony Chahine.
Some people build companies by following opportunity. Others build them because they have lived through what the world is missing. Tony Chahine's journey began in Lebanon, where at the age of 17, he survived a life-threatening injury during the war. Years of recovery shaped how he understands health, not as something confined to hospitals, but as something that happens in everyday life, often when no one is watching. Years later, while caring for his father through early onset dementia, he faced a simple but powerful truth. The people who need care the most cannot adapt to complex systems or devices, but they all wear clothing. From that insight, he founded Myant. Over the past 16 years, he has built it into one of the most advanced textile computing companies in the world. Today, Myant holds over 1,000 patents and delivers medical-grade solutions already used by cardiology patients as a seamless, wearable alternative to traditional monitoring. Through its ecosystem, Myant is building what Tony calls the Internet of Humans, a continuous connection between the body, healthcare, and artificial intelligence. This is not about changing human behavior. It is about building technology that fits naturally into life. Because the future of healthcare will not be built on devices. It will be built into what we already trust. Fabric. Please welcome the founder and CEO of Myant, Tony Chahine.
I grew up in war-ridden Lebanon. At 17, a group of armed men tried to kidnap me at gunpoint. In the struggle, I uncovered one of their faces and discovered someone my family and I knew. That action prompted him to shoot me multiple times and leave me for dead. As this was happening, all I could hear, and still to this day, was my mother screaming. I spent 2 years in a hospital recovering from a long coma and multiple surgeries. And for the next 5 years, I saw my community being destroyed by a civil war. I witnessed so much suffering and destruction. Then I came to Canada. This beautiful country welcomed me with open arms. I was young, driven, and hungry to start a new beginning. But in many ways, I was not prepared for the opportunities it presented. I made lots of money fast, then lost it. reinvented myself, and lost it again. The age of 27, I had sports cars, multiple houses, and I was taking private jets around the world. Certainly too much for a 27 years old. I had become insufferable. But luckily for me, I ran into trouble again, and that brought me back down to earth. This experience gave me back a level of sanity and humility, the same one that my poor mother had desperately tried teaching me. Later in life, I suffered the death of my young mother at a very young age and witnessed the immediate deterioration of my father. Dementia separates loved ones from one another. It took a hold of my father's mind and slowly dragged it into an abyss to which my siblings and I were denied access. But as this was happening, something fundamental changed inside me. I suddenly understood that the most vulnerable people in our society, be it by mental or physical illnesses, or by poverty, discrimination, or isolation, were being left behind, and that technology, which claims to improve lives, was actually in part culpable for the widening gap between the privileged and the none. Three things happened to me in that moment. Number one, I found my purpose, deeply ingrained in my heart. Two, I created a vision so big and so impossible that I was the only one who could see it. Three, I never took no for an answer. I grew up in a community. Many of you, I'm sure, can relate. The world used to be made of communities, where people looked after one another, families lived together, neighbors had each other's back. Everything was within walking distance, and going out to buy groceries meant that you would probably find the time for a coffee with some friends. You felt the presence of your family, friends, neighbors, and you left connected to all of them all the time. And that provided safety, peace of mind, healing, and happiness. That village today has, for the most part, disappeared and has become digital, transactional, and less connected. When my father got sick, it dawned on me that this level of connection wasn't going to be enough. This is the reason I started my end. I wanted to recreate that community. I wanted to make sure that if technology was going to serve any purpose, it needed to be centered around human beings. I set out to build the Internet of Humans. To start, I needed an interface for the entire body. It had to be familiar, ambient, or passive, so it was easy to use by anyone, especially people with cognitive disorder. It had to have the ability for being continuous. It needed to be reliable, safe. It could not compromise privacy and security. And most importantly, it needed to be accessible to 100% of the population. Textiles are already in 100% adoption, almost 24 hours a day, top to bottom. We all sleep on textiles, sitting on textile. For me, it was the best candidate to enable the connection to humans. Like all of us today, we're all wearing textiles, and I'm sure we are all wearing underwear, I think. So we set out to build a new category, the Internet of Humans, starting with a textile interface we call textile computing, right here in Canada, with more than 200 scientists and engineers developing a platform that connects the human operating system to AI and consolidate all other data collectors, much like the iPhone in 2007 consolidated many different devices into one. We find ourselves at another crossroad. Now intelligence is all around us, and we can no longer rely only on screens and single modality devices. We need that last mile connection to the human body. We are otherwise building the ultimate connected world that essentially leaves the human behind. The digital space needs to be human-centric, in synergy with the rest of the natural world. When Steve Jobs consolidated the many devices into a phone, that was the ideal interface for that time. I believe clothing is the right interface for the future. The idea was simple but radical, that computing would eventually dissolve into the fabric of everyday life, literally woven into the textiles we wear, embedded into the surfaces we touch, and continuously mediating the relationship between our bodies and the digital world. Today, Mayan is defining the Internet of Humans, establishing a human API that seamlessly connects people, AI, and machines. Mayan is a world leader in deep tech, material science, and textile computing. By enabling direct interoperability and a new form of coexistence between the human body, connected devices, and agentic systems, we are unlocking new level of connectedness and advancing healthcare solutions to address critical global health challenges. I'm sure you all agree that healthcare systems, as they are, will eventually implode, if they're not already. The medical professionals are scarce and exhausted. Healthcare is reserved for the sick, and as opposed to supporting healthy people by means of prediction and prevention. The future of healthcare is not going to be within the brick and mortar. Large language models are writing clinical notes and triaging patient messages. Autonomous mobility platforms are navigating our streets. Robots are assembling product alongside humans, workers in factories. Vet telemedicine is connecting animal patient to remote specialists. And every one of these actors generates data, consumes data, and makes decision based on data that flows through system originally designed for a much simpler world. Not too long ago, I was asked to speak to a science graduating class from Toronto Metropolitan University. In feeling the pressure of having to leave the students with something that might inspire them, I started thinking about the concept of success. It was a good exercise for me personally. You should try it if you haven't. I thought I might share with you, since it is at the core of my most fundamental beliefs. Success is not defined by an amount of money or an outstanding career, not by the number of vacations one takes. It really is nothing more than what you want and who you want to be. It's fluid and evolving and solely determined by you. So even though I cannot tell you what your definition of success is, I can tell you some of the rules I live by. This is what I said to them. Do not be afraid to dream and create a vision for yourself, what you want and who you want to be. If you cannot define it, even if you change it along the way, you will not achieve it. Support that dream with intention. A dream could stay stagnant, but when you add intention, you are making that connection between you and that dream. Hard work. Nothing will happen without perseverance and hard work. All that extra work you want to complain about with your friends is actually your investment in yourself. And remember, it's yours to keep. Find your purpose. This is what wakes you up at night, the reason you'll want to get out of the bed in the morning. Embed it into the purpose in order for it to be powerful. You should have a desire to make a difference. Not for you, not only for you, but for others, for your community, for society. A selfish purpose will diminish over time and dissipate into dust. And don't be afraid of pain. Pain tolerance sometimes is what shapes you. And lastly, be benevolent. Intention and hard work need to be good, pure. It cannot be about competition, hatred, greed, jealousy. Your values need to be at the core of all your decisions and actions. I remember laying on the grass as a kid with my grandfather beside me. He used to point to the sky and the clouds and the trees. I have vivid memories of the branches and the leaves moving with the wind, and I remember the sense of inspiration that gave me. He would ask me over and over what I saw, and I complained that I couldn't see anything. His reply was, "Tony, just look deeper. You'll see what I mean. Just look deeper." I didn't know it then, but he was teaching me to see what was not there yet, to see the invisible. He was teaching me that dreams don't just show up, that you first have to imagine them. Imagination and creativity, when mixed with purpose, can fuel change through disruptive change. We see our brilliant student in university spending years developing patents and then get tucked away into drawers. More than 90% of patents filed in universities here in Canada never become commercial. That is a waste of students' life, a waste of the university's brilliance, and a waste of the government's and students' money. It is also a dream killer. What is the point of innovation if it never reaches the people who need it? We need, in my opinion, a national plan. We need a cohesive national identity that moves us from being an extraction economy to a refinement economy, where we refine our own ideas and keep them here. We have an obligation toward two great crises of our time: the elderly and the next generation. On one end, we have the vulnerable who are being left behind by virtue of a fragmented community. On the other, we have a generation facing the upheaval of AI, robotics, skyrocketing costs, and more divisive politics. I believe that societies need to be self-sustainable, and for that to happen, we need to transform to a making society and a making economy instead of just a consuming society. A society that invents and makes and self-supports its needs and requirements is what's needed in order to create more opportunities and possibilities. A society that celebrates failure equally to success, that supports startup and entrepreneurships. Failure is an essential and inseparable component of the journey towards success. It serves as a necessary, albeit painful, teacher that provides data, builds resilience, and forces the innovation needed to achieve long-term goals. We do not give it the support and the credit it deserves. The Lebanese philosopher and my most cherished writer, Khalil Gibran, said, "Pity the nation that wears a cloth it does not weave, eats a bread it does not harvest." These words rang true back then, and they are more and more relevant today and for our future. We are a strong and powerful country that is still guided by ethical, moral principles. So I believe we have a massive opportunity to come together, build together, and help each other be an example to the rest of the world. I'm talking about a fresh attitude. It starts from families, communities. Halifax, I believe, is a wonderful community with a great educational system and highly connected community. So let's preserve this unity, harness it, and let's use it as a model to flourish together as a country. Let me conclude with this. My life so far has been very hard, complex, rich, full of passion, love, and magic. I believe that I am connected from my head to my toes. My heart, brain, and soul are connected. People are connected to nature. People are connected to each other, regardless of distance or color. I believe in the union of all things within the universe. You all heard the saying, "We are one." Well, we are one. We all breathe the same air. We all walk the same earth. I believe in community and the peace of mind it can provide those of us who need it the most. This fundamental awareness has helped me become more kind and ultimately more grateful. Thank you very, very much.